devices. So this is the last topic of this unit 1. Okay. So you have to understand what is the meaning of memory map input output devices. Actually, if you want to interface the input output devices with 8085 processor, then there are two techniques will be used for interfacing it. The first is called memory mapped input output, and the second one is called input output and input output with input output. Okay. So memory mapped input output devices and input output mapped input output devices. But you have to understand only memory mapped input output devices. Okay. So in this, you have to see that there are two ways to interface 8085 with input output devices in the parallel data transfer mode. All of you know that there are two types of data transfer modes, that is called parallel transfer mode and second is series transfer mode. Okay. In parallel data transfer mode, what will happen? You can send the data instantly. In one clock cycles, you can send all the data, whatever is available in the all 8 bit. Let us consider 8-bit data you want to transfer it. Okay. And at the destination place, 8-bit registers are there. Then 8-bit data will be transferred in only one clock cycles. If you want to use series transfers, then what will happen? It will use 8 clock cycles. Okay, that's the difference. So whenever we will using the data transfer between the memory and input output devices, so yeah, we are preferring that parallel data transfer mode. Okay. Now there are two types. One is called memory mapped input output, another is called input output mapped input output. So you have to understand what is the difference between these two. So first is memory mapped input output devices. What is the meaning? You are using memory as an input output device. इसका मतलब यह है कि सिर्फ हम मेमोरी को भी एज ए इनपुट और आउटपुट डिवाइसेस यूज करते हैं. अगर मान लो कि कोई भी डेटा स्टोर्ड है मेमोरी में, मेमोरी लोकेशंस में, if you want to read the data from memory location, that is also one type of input process. Okay, if you want to store the data in memory location, it means that this is also one type of output process. So input process is likely equal to the input devices and output process is likely equal to the output devices. Okay, so let us see. In the memory mapped input output, it considers them like any other memory location. So if memory locations are available, you can use any particular memory locations. Okay, and also all of you know that this location address will be of 16-bit. Okay, but I have already told that when you are using input output devices, in that case you are telling that that is a port address of the devices. This port address is of 8-bit. So this is the difference between these two. Okay, so in memory mapped input output, you have to assign the 16-bit address within the address range of 8085. With the help of 16-bit address, you can access any memory location either for reading or for writing. So the exchange of data with these devices follows the transfer of data with memory. The user uses the same instructions used for memory. Now what will happen if you want to transfer the data from this location? Let us consider. Okay, so you need this location address that is of 16-bit. But if you are using input output, then this address is of 8-bit. That is the difference. Okay. So now when you are treating input output mapped input output, it means that it treats them separately from memory. Input output devices are assigned a port number within the 8-bit address range 00H to FFH. So when you are using the input output devices, the address range will be 00 to FFH. Okay, since the port address is of 8-bit. In the case of memory, the address range is 00000 to FFFH, 4 times F. Okay, so this is why this is, since this is of 16 bit. Okay, so this is the difference. So the user in this case would access these devices using in and out instructions. Okay, in the next topic I will study the instruction set. In that I am using in and out instructions. When you will use in and out instructions, after that you have to define the 8-bit port address. This port address defines the address of the input devices. Okay, when you are interfacing the input devices, it means that you are fixing the location of that devices. So that locations will work as an address for that devices. Okay, that address is called a port address. So this port address is 8 bit. Okay, same way in the case of output also, let us consider 08H. Okay, it means that your output devices will be fixed at location 08H. If you want to send the data, you can send the data with port address 08H. Okay, so you will not confuse in the data and address this 8-bit each of address of the input output devices. So when in the case of in instructions, what he will read that data? So he will read the data of the sensor or any input devices, and it will be stored in the accumulator registers. In the case of out instructions, what will happen? This accumulator's value will be sent to the output devices, and you can send the accumulator's data. Okay, so this is the different. This is the address. So after instructions, whatever the written, that is the address, that is called port address. Okay. So what will happen in the difference between the memory mapped input output and input output mapped input? In input output mapped input output, the input output devices will be there. Okay, but in the case of memory mapped input output, what will happen? You are using as an input or output, you are using memory as an input or output. Okay, so in this way you can able to differentiate it. Now you can see the block diagram of this. This is the broad picture of that. This is the processor and this is the memory. Okay, you are interfacing the processor and memory. So it is called memory mapped input output interface. Now you can see with the help of address bus, you can create the address, correct? But address bus is of 8-bit. Okay, now but for the accessing memory you need a 16-bit address, correct? So if 16-bit address, so we are generating this 8-bit bus is there, so we are combining AD0 to AD7 and A8 to A15. You are getting the 16-bit address of the memory location. But let us consider this is a device 1, device 2, device 3, device 4. I have interfaced 4 different devices. Okay, in that 4 different devices, the first device having port address 00, second one is 01, third one is 02, and fourth one is 03. This is the address decoder, which with the help of this we can send to the individual devices address of the individual devices. Okay, so now what is the problem? The problem is, let us consider the memory address will be 00H. Okay, if this address is there, so with the help of this address, he will search one location. The location address is 00H. Now if you are sending the 00H, here also 00 will be there. So in this case, device 1 and memory location both will be accessed. So the processor will confuse and he will not able to do the work. Correct? So you have to remove this type of things. So you consider that if processor wants to read from device 1, you understand? If the processor wants to read from device 1, okay, so he has to send the address location what? 00. Correct? So when you are providing 00 address, the device 1 will be used. But at the same time, what will happen? This 00 you are feeding, it means that this is also considered as 0008. So in that case, this memory location also will be accessed. Okay? So both will be selected. But you have to select any one at a time. Okay? So in this case, we are sacrificing some memory location for the sake of input-output devices. So this problem would not arise. It means that if you want to use only device 1 as a port address 00, so you two can do one thing. I have a 4 different address, correct? 00, 01, 02, 03. If you can remove this address from the memory, okay, you remove these 4 address, then what will happen? You can access only this device. Got it? So if you are removing 00, 01, 02, 03, it means that 00000H address, 00001 address, 0010 address, and 0011 address. So these 4 address you have to remove. Means you are not going to use these 4 locations with the when you are using memory mapped input output. So if you are removing these 4 locations, it means that you are reducing the memory size. Okay? So what is the benefit of that? If you are sacrificing this memory, then what is the benefit of that? This memory will be used from here. Okay? If you want 00 as location, then you can use this memory. If you want to use this one, then device 2 will be used. If it is 02, device 3 will be used. If it is 03, device 4 will be used. Okay? So what you have to do? You have to start this memory location after 4. From 04 address to FFF. Okay? So if the memory starts from address 04 onwards, then there will not be any problem. Correct? So 00 location will be accessed by device 1, 01 location will be accessed by device 2, 02 location will be accessed by device 3, and 03 location will be accessed by device 4. So in this way, you are not going, conflicts not happen. Correct? How? When you are providing 00, since here 00 is not there, so he will access only device 1. Okay. So if I am doing like that, we are reducing the memory. If you are reducing the memory, what is the advantage of that? Yeah, what is the disadvantage? Since you are reducing 4 locations, okay? So 4 into 8, 32 bit. 32 bit data you are not able to store in that, okay? So what will happen? The memory read-write instructions, you know that the memory read-write instructions, whatever is there, that is quite versatile. So if you are doing memory operation, it can be performed using only 6 registers except accumulator registers. Now you can see that when we are talking about the processor, how many registers are there? A, F, okay, B, C, D, E, H, L. Okay. Flag will be used separately, accumulator will be used separately. So you have these 6 registers. So with the help of these 6 registers, you can use this memory location. And this is used only for the accumulator registers. Okay, so except accumulator registers, you can use any registers for accessing this memory. So these instructions automatically become valid for input output device also if connected in this fashion. So if you are connecting like that, so you can use as a input output device also, and you can use as a memory also. So the memory read write instructions. So in this case, what you are doing actually, you are using memory as a input output device. Okay, so this is the part, this 4 location is saying this is a part of memory, correct? So whenever it is part of memory, it means that you are using memory as a input output device. Here you can't able to say that we are using memory since this is the port address. So with the help of port address, you can access only input output devices. So now you have to see that what is the difference between these two. Okay, memory mapped input output and input output mapped input output. The difference is only we have to connect the processor to data lines. These 4 you have to connect, that is the input output devices. So let us see that in the next slide. So this is the architectures of input output mapped input output. So you have in your syllabus it is not there, so just I am telling for your reference. Okay, so this is the difference. So the difference will be is this only, this lines only, that is input output lines. Okay, so in this case you are preferring that you are using device 1 as a input devices or output devices or as a memory. If you are using memory as a device, then you can go for the memory mapped input output. If you want to use the input output devices, then you can use an input output devices with this line. Okay, so this is the difference between these two architectures. But you have to remember only one, memory mapped input output. Okay. So now you have to differentiate it. What is the difference between these two, memory mapped input output and input output mapped input output? So now here in memory mapped input output, you are using input output devices as a memory, correct? So now in the case of input output mapped input output, you are using the input output device. Simply, if you are using input output device, then it is input output map. If it is using memory as an input output device, it means that it is memory map. Now, it is a 16-bit address, since memory address range is 16-bit and input output port address is of 8-bit. So this will address 8-bit and this will address 16-bit. Okay. Now, the memory mapped input output more decoder hardware. More decoder hardware means since the processor is of 8-bit, okay, so for creating the 16-bit address, you need an address decoder. But if it is 8-bit, so you are not able to use the address decoder. So in that reference, it is telling that it is more decoder hardware and it is less decoder hardware. Okay. Now, the memory mapped input output can address 2 to the power 16 equal to 64K locations. Okay, since it having 16-bit addressing. Now in the input output case, only 8-bit is there, so it will location only 2 to the power 8, 256 locations. So what is the meaning? It means that you can interface maximum 256 devices. Correct? If 256 locations are there, you can maximum use that much devices. Now in memory mapped is where less memory is available and whole memory address space is available. The next is data transfer between registers and input output, data transfer between accumulator and input output. Now you can see when you are using memory map, the data transferred between registers and input-output devices. But when you are using input-output map, accumulator is used for the transferring of data. So I already told this in and out instructions will be used. When you are using in and out instructions, in that case, you are, in the case of in, you are reading the data and storing the accumulator. In the case of out, whatever available in the accumulator, you can sending to the output devices. So in this way, you are able to differentiate that. What is the difference between these two? Now you can see in general, in this block diagram, I am showing that this is the interfacing circuit block diagram. It means that if you want to connect any devices, okay, the basic function will be same. So you have to use the basic functions. Aditya, please mute yourself. So this is the basic concept behind that. If you want to interface any circuit, okay, with 8085, either input devices or output devices or any peripheral devices or any interface like controllers or anything, keyboard like that, okay. So this is the basic concept is, you have to first, whatever you want, you have to generate the address, okay. You have to generate the 16-bit address and you have to generate the 8-bit data bus. So with the help of address bus and data bus, you can connect any devices. Like you can see, with the help of address pins A8 to A15, there is no problem. You can directly interface to the A8 to A15s. This is also called as higher order address bus. This higher order address bus, it is used only for address purposes. But AD0 to AD7, these 8 pins will be used for the as a address or as a data. So the address decoder will be used. Now with the help of ALE signals, we can differentiate that when it behaves as a address and when it behaves as a data. Now when the ALE signal equal to 1, it means that these pins, whatever the data available in these pins, that will behave as a address and that will be denoted as from A0 to A7. Okay, when ALE equal to 0, it means that this pin behaves, whatever the data available in the AD0 to AD7 pins, that will behave as the data on this data is noted as D0 to D7. So whenever we want to interface the any devices, you have to select A0 to A15 address. Okay, so this is the basic concepts behind that. If you want to add anything, you have to generate this 16-bit address, you have to connect this 16-bit address and you have to connect 8-bit database. Okay. And further, if you want to read, you can activate read signal. If you want to write, you can activate write signals. Okay. If you want to use input-output devices, if you want to use memory with the help of input-output / MBAR pins, you can do that. Okay. So in this way, we can summarize the concept of interfacing with 8085. Okay. So this is the last topic for the unit 1. So if you have any doubt, let us discuss.